Would you please welcome Andrea Pudding with It's Just That Simple. With It's Just That Simple, Andrea Pudding.
Down came the axe. Oh, I shouldn't have put my finger there. The tip of my finger was hanging by a thread of skin. It was the day before my 14th birthday. We were out the back of Healesville in the bush camping with church youth. There was a scurry of activity as they quickly bandaged my hand and I was rushed off to the Healesville hospital. When we arrived, we were told, the doctor's not in yet. Here's a Panadol. Come back in an hour and a half. When we came back to the hospital, we were greeted by the doctor, a large Indian man. He took one look at my finger and decided that he wasn't going to try and save the tip of my finger. He was just going to repair the damage. Now, there is one thing worse than the sound of fingernails scraping down the chalkboard. It's the sound of surgical instruments scraping your bone. What I learnt that day was that losing a part of your anatomy is just that simple. Several years later, I suddenly realised that I was very uncomfortable around Indian men. I pondered it, connected the dots, and realised why. It was just this one incident. And as a result, I was prejudiced against 500 million people. It really was just that simple. But let's face it, that's really what prejudice is. One person, one incident, someone does something we don't like, we don't understand, don't comprehend, and we have a prejudice to the whole social group. It is just that simple. A number of years later, I went off to naturopathy school as a mature age student. First year, you do massage class. The class was filled with young women just out of high school, and they all quickly partnered up for the practical classes, which left me to partner with another mature age student, a big Indian man. Okay, I can do this. I'm a mature woman. It's fine. Raj was a gentle giant, and during that year, he melted away the tensions in my body. And he also melted away my prejudice to Indian men. It was just that simple. Arthur Aaron, a research psychologist at the Stony Point University in New York, found that if you can sit down and listen to someone for just 1 hour, terrible differences just melt away. Just 1 hour. And it's not just to that one person, it is to their whole social group. It really is just that simple. Now, it's been over 20 years since I went to naturopathy college and spent time with Raj. And I've been thinking, you know what? I think God has a wicked sense of humour. Because over the past few years, he's been bringing Indian men into my life. To the point now that I have an Indian business partner who is now over in India, stitching up a deal with 2 other Indian men to form a company to bring my work to India, so I can go and spend lots of time with Indian men and teach them all about leadership and teach young people youth leadership. And I thought, how did that happen? I do not know how this happened. But what I do know is that if I still had that prejudice from when I was 14 years old, I would not now be able, in this position that I am now, being ready, poised to take on and release my ultimate impact on the world. It certainly would not be just that simple if I was. And so I had a challenge for you all, is to think about, is there someone that you feel uncomfortable with? Is there someone that you may have a little bit of a prejudice against? Well, make the opportunity to invite them in for a cuppa. Sit down and have a conversation. Listen to them. Really listen to them. And just watch as the differences melt away. Because we don't know where that prejudice is holding us back. And we don't know where letting it go can open up new opportunities and take us to new, exciting places. So really, letting go of prejudice is just that.